The crab fishermen on Discovery's Deadliest Catch encounter some of the most extreme conditions in one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. Yet, they somehow manage to catch the crab and bring home a lot of money. However, this year there's a crisis that threatens season 19 of the Discovery series. For the first time in history, Alaskan fisheries have been closed. What does that mean for the captains and crews of the show's beloved boats? Last week, Deadliest Catch captains and crew got some shocking news. According to Alaska Public Media, last week, Alaska's Department of Fish and Game announced that they were closing down the Red King and snow crab seasons. This is the second year in a row that the Red King crab fishery has shut down. Why did they get shut down? There is a serious decline in snow crabs. The quota was less than 90% of 2020's. Moreover, the population has dramatically declined. According to Maria Westphal, an area management biologist with the organization, they don't have a definitive answer to why the numbers are so low. One reason could be climate change. Warmer waters could be the reason for the decline. They have also determined that Alaska is getting warmer faster than the lower 48. Now that this news has been released, fans of Discovery's Deadliest Catch want to know whether season 19 will be cancelled. According to Deadline, the show's executive producer, Aram Starpol, issued a statement about the future of the Discovery series. Fans can anticipate another great season of Deadliest Catch, where we will document our captains as they participate in other sustainable Bering sea crab and pot fisheries, such as golden king crab, baddie, and cod. What this likely means is that fans of the series will watch the captains scramble and figure out other ways to fill the pots and put money into the pockets of these fishermen. From the beginning, this show has prided itself on being a reality series that showed the realities and hardships of crab fishing. Captain Sig Hansen and Captain Jake Anderson may be onto something. Both captains star in The Deadliest Catch, The Viking Returns. Sig Hansen, along with his daughter Mandy, Jake, and other family members, are trying their hand at crab fishing in Norway. This is the land of his ancestors. Turns out, they have a crab problem, and Sig's F/V Northwestern crew is on the crab. Captain Sig could very well be ahead of the trend. More fishermen may soon be headed to Norway. In addition, the Barents Observer, scientists are finding an increase in crustaceans in Norwegian waters. Unlike the Bering Sea, the Barents Sea has seen the population grow tenfold. Are you interested in seeing how the captains deal with the significant changes in crab fishing? Georgia Macatello has several decades of writing experience, including travel writing, tech writing, art history analysis, and now entertainment writing. She loves to share the latest news on rom-coms and mysteries. Alaskan Fisheries closed. Will there be a Deadliest Catch season 19? Alaska, a region synonymous with rugged beauty, harsh conditions, and a wealth of natural resources, is facing an unprecedented crisis that could have lasting effects on its most iconic industries, including commercial fishing. With the closure of key fisheries in the Bering Sea and other regions due to declining crab populations, climate change, and regulatory pressures, one question has emerged. Will the popular reality TV show Deadliest Catch continue with its 19th season? Deadliest Catch has captivated audiences since its debut in 2005. The show chronicles the perilous lives of Alaskan fishermen, offering a raw and unfiltered look at the dangers and drama that come with the job. However, as the fishing industry struggles under the weight of environmental and economic challenges, the show's future is increasingly uncertain. This piece explores the broader implications of Alaskan fisheries closures and examines whether Deadliest Catch can adapt to a rapidly changing fishing landscape. The state of Alaskan fisheries. The Alaskan fishing industry has long been a pillar of the state's economy, both for its significant contributions to seafood exports and its cultural and social importance. However, in recent years, fishermen have faced an array of challenges, culminating in the decision to close the Alaskan fisheries, including the Bering sea crab fishery, which is among the most famous for its role in Deadliest catch. In 2022, the Alaska Department of Fish and Game, ADF&G, announced that the state's prized Bering sea crab fisheries would be closed for the first time in decades. This decision came after alarmingly low crab stocks, which are largely attributed to a combination of overfishing in the past, changing ocean temperatures, and ecosystem disruption due to climate change. The closure affects the three main types of crab harvested in the region: the Opilio snow crab, the Beardy Tana crab, and the more sought-after is just crab. One symptom of a larger issue plaguing Alaskan fisheries. Rising sea temperatures, ocean acidification, and shifts in marine ecosystems are causing disruptions that affect not just crab, but other species as well, including salmon, herring, and cod. These changes are driven by climate change, which is warming the Arctic at twice the global average rate. As a result, fish stocks are migrating to new areas, or in some cases, disappearing entirely. For fishermen, this has meant not only a reduced catch, but also the economic uncertainty of whether they will be able to return to their familiar waters in the future. Impact on Deadliest catch and the fishermen who depend on the closure of fisheries in Alaska poses an existential threat to Deadliest catch, a series built on the dangerous and often unpredictable world of Alaskan crab fishing. For nearly 2 decades, viewers have watched as crews aboard boats like the Cornelia Marie, Wizard, and Time Bandit brave fierce weather conditions, treacherous waters, and the very real threat of death to catch crabs. Yet, with the crabbing industry in jeopardy, the show's focus has started to shift. Deadliest Catch has always had a strong connection to the men and women who actually fish these dangerous waters, showcasing their grit, courage, and personal struggles. The show, often considered one of the most dangerous jobs on television, brings the audience up close to the hardships and triumphs of Alaskan fishermen. But with the closure of key fisheries, many fishermen are facing an uncertain future. For some, the show has been an opportunity to document their livelihoods, but it's also a crucial financial lifeline. Crew members, boat owners, and support staff rely on the revenue that comes from appearing on the show. For many, their ability to make a living through fishing is tied directly to the industry's sustainability. If the crabbing season remains closed for a prolonged period, many could be forced to find new careers or leave the industry altogether. One of the most critical questions raised by the fisheries closure is whether Deadliest Catch can continue to represent the reality of Alaskan fishing if the industry itself is no longer viable. Will the show have to pivot to other forms of fishing, or perhaps abandon its premise altogether? The shift to alternative fisheries if the closure of the Bering sea crab fishery is prolonged, Deadliest Catch may need to explore alternative forms of fishing. In fact, the show has already done so to some degree, expanding its coverage in recent seasons to include different types of fishing, such as tuna fishing in the Gulf of Alaska and the pursuit of other high-stakes, high-risk catch. But these adjustments have not been enough to replace the allure of crab fishing, which has long been the heart and soul of the series. One option is for the show to focus more on other Alaskan fisheries that remain open, such as those for salmon, cod, and halibut. Salmon fishing, in particular, could offer Deadliest Catch an opportunity to diversify its content. Although the salmon industry is not without its own environmental and economic challenges, it continues to be a significant part of the Alaskan fishing industry. However, salmon fishing is typically less dangerous and less volatile than crab fishing, and it may not offer the same level of high-octane drama that viewers have come to expect from the series. Alternatively, the show could look beyond Alaska to other dangerous fishing regions, perhaps focusing on other parts of the United States or even international fisheries. There is an untapped world of perilous fishing practices in places like the Gulf of Mexico, the North Sea, or off the coasts of Norway and Iceland. By broadening its geographic scope, Deadliest Catch could continue its run without abandoning its core narrative: the high-risk, high-reward world of commercial fishing. The future of Alaskan fishermen: challenges and opportunities. While the closure of key fisheries is a major blow to Alaskan fishermen, there are still potential pathways for adaptation and recovery. The fishing industry in Alaska is heavily reliant on sustainability practices and fishery management. There are ongoing efforts to protect and restore crab stocks through regulations and science-based conservation programs. While the future remains uncertain, there are reasons to be cautiously optimistic that the fishery will recover, though it may take years or even decades. One of the major factors in determining the future of Alaskan fisheries will be how the industry adapts to the changing environment. Many experts agree that collaboration between fishery managers, scientists, and fishermen is essential to finding sustainable solutions. With increased investment in research and new technologies, there may be hope for the restoration of crab populations and the eventual reopening of key fisheries. In the meantime, Deadliest Catch will likely